We're going to win this hand for you, hopefully, by flopping a pair. It's a good start. And a backdoor flush draw, another good hand. And a backdoor straight draw, another good hand. I think we speed bet. I would hate to get shoved on. Let's go for a small seat bet. Come on, Don. We're doing this for Danny. I'm so sorry, Danny. If we call, there's 19 in the middle. He probably jams every turn with his queen here. So I unfortunately can't call here because we can't realize that back. If he went 4.5 or 5.5, I think we call here. But I think the sizing is just going to mean he's going to jam. And it sucks so much. We're like... Corzin, thanks a lot, Bruno. Pleasure. Because actually says, how big of downswing can we expect in $5 in the binds? So it's not possible. I can't tell you you should expect 10 bind downswing or 50 bind downswing or anything like that. What we can say is that depending on your win rate, you should expect a higher percentage of the time to see a lower bind downswing. So depending on what your win rates are, obviously. Let's go for a little block here. I think it would be quite cool. Racelyn says the video was gold. Thank you very much. Another halftime show fan there. Nice to make one. Did anyone like Jack's going for a wee? Wabsy, did you see that? I'm worried no one saw that. So our reasons for betting this twice and check in is maybe we'll call with Jack Queen, then check it down, Jack 9, something like that. 9 10, okay, whatever. We could definitely check in the turn. Feels a bit dicey, doesn't it? Yeah, pretty easy open with ace 2 off. Could limp shove as well. I don't know what his ISOs are. We've limped once before and he's also jammed. Would be an option. Could also, maybe it's a bit too shy. We'll open 6-7 though. We'll call off King Queen. We don't have to, I guess. King 4 off is not a jam. We're going to... Queen 3 suited though is a jam. What should we do here? I think it's a jam. I don't like a tank so long there. It feels kind of marginal. Yeah, but I mean, we're in decent shape at least. Alright, we'll play again. We didn't add any of the binds. It's always a good way to just trick ourselves. It's just be like, yeah, no, we're just going to add these. Now, here we can do lots of things. We can 3-bet non-limb, we can jam, we can flat. Let's have a quick look at his min raise. It seems decent, so we're going to jam. If yours a bit tighter, flatting is an option, or 3-bet non-limb. But with a healthy min raise, we'll go for a jam. So far. I mean, I think that's a decent way just to have a difference maker. Can use it as a kind of almost randomizer, just see what happens. Quan Kaundane, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. We'll call the ace 4. Should we? Yeah. Shout out to Y1TO92. Thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. We appreciate that. Now, we've got a few extra gifts that we've got to try out, ladies and gentlemen, see if they work. So, I really need someone to set me up with this saying, but if you're a 651 member, Team 651 member, and someone tells you, write on a whiteboard, there we go, that worked well. And when should you write on your whiteboards? How often should you write on your whiteboards? Happy with that. Y1TO92. Green colours reg. Both green and blue, yeah. So green is reg, blue is reg. Green is like the reg tag when I'm not... I used to have quite a sophisticated labelling system, and it's just not really there anymore. But in theory, how my labelling system should go is green is when I think they're a reg, but I'm not sure what kind of reg. And then there are different tags for certain types of reg. So blue is just like solid all-rounder, if you like, where I don't know exactly specifically some areas to take a look at. And then there's like, I think brown, it would be aggro, yellow, it's GTO-ish. Double N148 is now following. Thank you very much for the follow, Double N. I'm going to try something a bit tricky here and raise, and I've got reasons. Because I know we're going to get folds. That's a spot if you know... Nah, I don't want to go too much into detail, but... There's some theoretical... There's some nice things happen. If you want to explore those spots in solvers and then node lock some things, you'll see a nice, healthy encouragement. Let's call it that. To raise more in those situations. We're going to raise Queen 10. Natalie there saying Natalie. And then some numbers. Quite like a check here. So there's some good things that could happen with checking. The other nice thing to think about, ladies and gentlemen, is when you have these check or bet spots, think about which turns feel good for, are perceived good for your range. And like an ace or a king feels really good for our range, but that means that we can over-realize on those ones. A jack feels pretty neutral. A 10 feels pretty good for his range. A 7 feels really good for his range. And so that's quite good for us in terms of this kind of combo. We'd hate to bet fold this hand as well. We'll just happily fold now, though. We'll keep an eye on his probing. But yeah. Natalie says, single day. Every single day. Exactly. Spot on, Natalie. This is just a jam. Because maths. There's some opponents you could argue for a limp or a non-linear sizing there be beneficial, but if you've got plus EV jams blind line, I encourage guys just to take them. Especially the more tables you play as well. If you play lots of tables, it gets pretty tricky. Pretty indifferent here, but let's try. I think you'd definitely argue for a fold as well. Easy call. Okay. That's straw and dead. GG, Mr. Excellence. Let's try a flash game. I think it'll be a bit more exciting. So our plan is to just jump between the two every time we get a 2-rig game. Also keeps the stream a little bit more interesting, I think, to mix up occasionally. Let's add another cash. We got kind of close to even, and now we're racing away again. We're going to jam the ace-8. Ace-jack suited, nice hand. Trip 8s is pretty good for us, though. I think the offsuit I'm just going to jam. User presence is now following. Thank you very much. How does he know Russian? Just a genius, isn't he? Just a genius. Spasiba. Udachi. I'll be honest. How does he know Russian? Will be tested a bit more if you ever ask me for more than 3 words. Spasiba Udachi Drug. Let's just leave it there, yeah? Let's just have those words and be like, he's fluent. Let's not try any harder. Every single day. Natalie, spot on. Interesting limp here. I mean, okay. Just fold. By the way, I hope that's how I'm pronouncing your name. It's probably Voyacek. I'm saying that right? I hope. Chenkui. Gochivo. Add that to the list of my pronunciation mistakes. To the entire country of Poland. There's a lot of them. Grushke, Michał. It was like Michałski and Grushkajai. There are lots of those guys. This was, I don't know. That's a really close one actually. With this being basically all in blind. This is not a close one. Easy jam. Nice hand. Dead heat. Chop pot. Everybody loves a chop pot. Easy jam. We're trying to implement the Wobble Pig strategy of just getting dealt the best hand here working so far. Not working anymore. That's a shame. That is a shame. And we've forgotten to use that strategy. I think we're supposed to call here. Five points. 1.8 to win 5.6. I mean, we need 34%. Maybe we fold that. I don't actually know. I mean, it's a 2.4 big blind shove. What do the Nash fans reckon? Don't know. You are welcome. That's good news. Happy jam. Roma from Greece. Don Conijon. Buena suerte. We're going to win this hand for you, hopefully. By flopping a pair, it's a good start. And a backdoor flush draw, another good hand. And a backdoor straight draw, another good hand. I think we speed bet. I would hate to get shoved on. Let's go for a small seat bet. Come on, Don. We're doing this for Danny. I'm so sorry, Danny. If we call, there's 19 in the middle. He probably jams every turn with his queen here. So I unfortunately can't call here because we can't realize that back. If he went 4.5 or 5.5, I think we call here. But I think the sizing is just going to mean he's going to jam. And it sucks so much where, like, if he's not going to jam turn, our backdoors have immense value there. Any diamond turn, we get to realize. Any 4, any 3, we get a gut shot, get to realize. If he's jamming turn, the only cards we can hit on the turn are a trips or 2 pair. And there's no guarantee that they're always live either. But yeah. Sad times. Maybe we could check that back. Problem with checking that back is there's so many, like, every cards and over is really bad, and especially against that big blind range. He's going to have a lot of just 2 random over cards to the 6. That I think folding out seems better. Sorry, Danny, we tried our best. But thank you for the follow. Right, so jam ace-5, we get through. Try a limp with a jack-6. We definitely need to add a bind. We'll call off a6. Buena suerte, buena suerte. That's a good flop for us. I'm going to keep a min raise here. I will fold. Turning off. Cool heads up for 2.9. Good. That makes me feel better. Because then I think we're very happy calling there. Thank you. Next. Shock D. Good luck from Thailand. Thank you. Shock D to you too. Shock D Pun. Shock D Pun. Good luck, mate. Let's try a little sort of blockery bet. Don't expect too many raises here. So, like, to raise here to have a 6x, he has to have min raise, which already eliminates some 6x, and then check the flop, which is possible, but a lot of people just see bet those, like happy days. They've got an open ender and 2 overs. If you raise the hand like king 6, this is a pretty good flop for you. And I think most people see bet. So I think we have the best hand most of the time, and therefore just want to bet to avoid deny equity, because, you know, an ace, a king, a queen comes on the river. It's gonna suck. We'll try another min raise. He did 3 bets the first time, but let's see if he wants to do it again. If he does it again, we'll just assume that he's kind of aggressive and just revert to basically a value only. But he does flat. Should be a range C bet. I don't expect too many initial folds. So what I'm going to do is go slightly smaller and look to barrel some turns. But we get some folds. That's a plus. Now, he min raiser, we have jacks. So he did have also a weird 3 bet. Let's go for a funny looking 3 bet. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go 1/3 with a 3 bet sizing. Not quite. We didn't quite manage 1/3 there, ladies and gentlemen. Should we double check? There's not really a bad river for us. And at least double checking A gives him some room to bluff. If he's got a hand like 5-6 of hearts or something. We do miss some value though. I'm going to double check. He might jam King 10 here or something. And obviously be cool. But what's a bad river? I mean, a jack's weirdly enough a bad river. An 8's not the end of the world though. So. I don't think we're beat very often. So let's just go for a block. And see if he wants to maybe turn a hand into a bluff. Block King Jack. One of the hands he might have. Very strange. I mean, he could have Ace 5 of diamonds, I guess, or King 7 of diamonds. But he could also just as easily have King 9, King 10, King 8, which all make for fantastic things. So we're going to call Ace 6, or just Ace 6 of clubs. I thought I was running out of time. But happy days.